multiple offers on the seller's side. So generally what we do is on the listing information, we put in that we will be presenting offers on such and such a date at this time. So all the realtors know that they have up until that time to get through, write an offer, and they get updated to how many potential offers are being presented and such up until that certain time. Christina and I's thoughts on the amount of time to allow realtors to get through is probably 3-4 days, 5 days maximum, depending on whether it falls on a weekend, such like that. But much more than that, we feel that the excitement from the buyers to write an offer kind of weans after 6-7 days. I think that's a little too long. I think the buyers usually get the listing information usually the first day or second day when it comes on, and then we should allow at least a day or two or so to have the realtor and the realtor's buyer through, so we can get as many interested buyers through. So once we get to that date and time, we sit down with the seller and we go through the offers being presented. Again, I'm going to use the number 5 offers coming through. The seller gets to look and review all the offers at the same time. So as I did say on my buyers video, is that the buyers, generally speaking, are putting their best foot forward because they do not know what all the other offers are. But the seller will get to review all that and pick which offer they feel the most comfortable with. It's not always about money. It's also about conditions and possession date, goods included, such like that. But the number one thing is the dollars offered. At that point, the seller gets to pick and choose the offer that they want to deal with. Sometimes the seller may counter back, maybe a possession date if it's not quite what they're looking for. They can do that. But generally speaking, the best offer is being dealt with and signed and going forward. So the seller will sign that offer, get it back to the buyer's realtor, and then at that point the home is pending, and now it can be pending or sold if there's no conditions, but generally speaking there's a financing, a home inspection condition and such like that. As a seller's realtor, when we're reviewing all the offers, to me it's not always about money. Of course, I mean, there's a big discrepancy from first to second or third in dollars. Well, of course, that makes sense. But if they're very close and one is unconditional or a possession date is perfect for the seller, that may be worth that seller looking at that offer and maybe going with that offer rather than the one that's $1,000 more, because being unconditional means you sign on the dotted line and your place is sold. You don't have to worry about any conditions getting in the way. So if they do a home inspection, something comes up, either they try to renegotiate because there's some issues with the home, or it fails, they decide they don't want to close, and they do a non-waiver and do not remove conditions, and then you're back to square one. With the other offers, the seller can request one of the other offers to be a backup offer. So the seller's realtor would reach out to the buyer's realtor, request that they become a backup offer. If the buyer does agree, that offer is signed as a backup only. So if the first offer does not complete, then that second offer would take precedence and become in first place. So that buyer would not be competing with any other offers. I am Claude Gabri, half of the Gabri team, RE/MAX Elite. My wife, Christina Henke-Gabri, is the other half. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out or in the comment section. We'd be happy to help. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.